has begun!
Mortal Kombat, I mean, we're gonna go, and I would like to let you see it too, but, arrest and what are you gonna do? It's not fun. So, stick around, and we're gonna do our review.
Yep, and can I say it again? It has begun!
Hello, internets.
And interwebs.
I, of course, am Scott Lasers Beat Fireball's car, and with me, as always, is
Robert, I'd be a fat Sub-Zero, but in bed, I'm a hero, James.
Oh, that was horrible. But that's okay. Most of yours are horrible. That's all right. I'm used to it.
I gotta keep with the
works.
theme.
Yeah, there you go. So, because someone forgot the tripod, as you can tell, we're gonna have a rather interesting video on this one. Sorry, I had to mention it, man. And of course, today we are talking about Mortal Kombat.
I like this angle. It gives me an artsy feel. Maybe we could be up for an Academy Award. Si habla español?
I highly doubt that. No, I don't think it's going to work. So, of course, we are two guys who watch movies, and today we are two guys who talk about movies. And as I just mentioned, we are talking about Mortal Kombat. The new one, not the old one.
Right. In this episode of Unscripted and Mostly Harmless.
Always got to throw that in there, don't you?
It's the name of the show.
Oh, please. We can name it anything that we want. Could name it two guys who talk about movies. Anyway,
Yes.
So we just watched the movie. Oddly enough, I can't believe we're actually doing this on a movie that just came out.
I know. Not only just came out, but just came out, well, this will be yesterday, today, but just came out.
Yeah, just came out. Yeah, it's crazy. So, you want me to go ahead with a quick synopsis?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Oh, by the way, major spoilers.
Yeah. Do we want to go into, try to do a little spoiler-free at the beginning?
Maybe. We'll let you know.
We'll do a little spoiler-free at the beginning. So, synopsis is mostly spoiler-free. The basic premise is what you're expecting from a Mortal Kombat film. Hey, we've got Outworld trying to go and attack Earthrealm, but to do so, they have to win 10 consecutive Mortal Kombats. They've won 9, and now they're getting ready for the 10th one. But where the story changes a little bit is that we've got a whole prophecy regarding Scorpion's bloodline, oddly enough, that is supposed to...
Spoiler!
No, it's at the beginning. It's the little flavor text at the beginning.
Ooh.
It tells you that right at the beginning of the film.
So I like flavor text.
That's not really giving away anything. It says that there's something about Scorpion's bloodline is supposed to help Earthrealm. And we've got... a rather interesting plot line where Shang Tsung decides, hey, I don't see why we have to even bother. So we'll get more into that later. But, I mean, that's basically the plot line, which I actually thought was rather interesting. I like the fact that they did something a little bit different. I think the prophecy is a little ham-fisted, but, I mean, the whole Shang Tsung thing makes perfect sense to me. I mean, it fits the character.
In all the games, he did that. They cheated.
Yeah, well,
they invaded Earthrealm.
Yeah.
They broke the rules.
Oddly enough, the only game they didn't was the first one.
Right.
If you think about the very first Mortal Kombat game, it really is just this tournament, and that's all it is. And I think they even had the whole... Didn't they already have the whole... They've won 9 in this 10th one? Yeah, they already had that at the beginning. But yeah, they just did the tournament because they were so arrogant that they were so certain they were going to win. They didn't see any reason to, worry about it.
But in the later ones, I mean, that's what got the Elder Gods involved, was that they kept cheating.
Well, even the second one, right off the bat, they grabbed some of the Earthrealm people for revenge, and then the other ones have to go in after them and try to rescue them. And then the third one, it turned out that was all a ruse, just so that he can finish his plan of bring Sindel back, so that he could then invade Earth.
Right.
Basically illegally. It's going against the rules. So yeah, pretty much. It was only in the first one where they actually followed the rules. So in this movie, big shock, they're kind of not following the rules, and I thought it worked out just fine. This is definitely feels like it's the beginning of a larger
universe.
Yeah. Yes. There is a lot that is kind of hinted at. There's a lot that is kind of begun to be explained, but not finished to be explained, and I am fine with that, honestly, because if this becomes does well and they do sequels, you could do so much more expansion on this.
Yeah.
And at least they didn't bog it down in the first film, because so many movies lately we've been having this problem.
Data
You
dump
know?
the entire lore in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, or in the it's just a lore dump for the entire movie.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind is Hellboy, the reboot of Hellboy. How
Yes.
much stuff were they giving us? There's just so much information in that movie, and I wanted to like that movie so much, but it was all a lore dump, you know?
To make this joke, I have to give a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Here's the thing. The good news is because Sub-Zero dies, there won't be a Sub-Zero Mythologies movie.
But remember, his brother shows up later, so you know we'll still have a Sub-Zero.
Right, but he'll be the good Sub-Zero. That wasn't the one that was
Possibly.
in Mythologies.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the first Sub-Zero was always kind of a bad guy. Oddly enough, it was his brother that ended up being a good guy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because his brother was always against them attacking Scorpion's clan, which
Right.
I can't remember the name of again. And then he wanted to have peace. You know, in fact, I love the fact that they even had that in Mortal Kombat Legacy, where they showed that him and I think it was actually a young Scorpion were actually like friends.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and it was his brother that was against them because they had been raised by their father to hate the other clan.
Right.
You know, despite the fact that they really had no reason to hate each other except for some old rivalry that no one remembered.
Well, as usual.
Yeah,
Shall we
I
start
guess.
with the good?
Hey, let's go into the good.
The good.
And I suspect that we'll both have a lot of good on this, so we're
Oh,
going to take
goodness.
turns.
Goodness gracious. So much good.
Yeah.
I'll let
there-
you go
there's a lot
first.
of- Okay, so I want to go with this movie, I dare say, was really well cast.
Oh, yes.
I was very, very impressed and very happy with the people they got to play these parts, because my God, I can't imagine getting better people for these characters.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone was nailed. I love Scorpion. I love Sub-Zero. I love Shang Tsung. I love of course the one that stole the freaking movie, Kano.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
to make me root for Kano.
I love Jax. I love Sonya. I mean, all of these characters are pitch perfect. They're just so
Yes.
perfectly cast. These actors and actresses really knew how to play these parts. Melina, also, really well done.
Yep.
I was a little worried about Melina, oddly enough, because we saw so little in the trailer. I wasn't sure how they were going to play her. And of course, Goro, although a CG character, really well done.
Yep.
Still very happy with him too. So yeah, I can't think of a single character I was unhappy with or I thought was miscast. Kung Lao, Liu Kang, I forgot those two. They're also well cast. Cabal, Jesus, so many characters in this. I forgot how many characters there
Yeah.
was. I was naming
There's
them
a
off.
ton.
Yeah, but I think they were all really well cast. You know, though there was a couple minor characters that we really didn't get to know that well before they died. But other than that, I'm really not going to fault them for that because it gave us some extra fight scenes. Yeah, and here's the thing: you can only do so much in an hour and 50 minutes. So, you know,
This is true.
they had a lot to throw into this one film. So, I mean, yeah, I'll give them a break on that. But that's my good. I mean, perfectly cast. I was very happy with all of them.
You know, there's so many goods. There are.
Well, just pick one and we'll keep going back and forth. And
I
until we
could
get
spend
to
an
them all.
hour talking about good, but we're not going to do that. So relax. So I'll go with my biggest good.
Oh, go ahead.
The biggest good, in my opinion, is somehow this movie made me like two characters that I absolutely despise.
Really? Okay.
I despise Sonya Blade and I hate Jax. I've hated them since the first game.
I think you've told me about this before. I forgot about that.
By the end of this movie, I liked both characters.
You're rooting for him.
They had, and even Scorpion, who I've never been a huge fan of. I know we play the
I've
parts.
always been a huge fan, but yeah.
But Scorpion, Sub-Zero, I always liked Liu Kang. Kung Lao was an absolute favorite. Somehow you took characters that I didn't like, made them interesting enough, and took off all the bad polish to where they were interesting characters. I actually went, ooh, I'd like to see more screen time. Especially Jax.
Yeah.
Jax was a one-note character in Mortal Kombat. I have big arms, I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Now, he has big arms, and he's a badass, but they put layers on that.
Yep.
When he says, when he crushes the guy with the fatality and says, these'll work, it's not arrogance, it's, hell yeah, these'll work.
Yeah. Oh, plus they actually give him an arc in this because he starts off with being a regular guy and has his arms ripped off.
Ouch!
Then they have to basically build these scrawny little robot arms, and he's trying to deal with the fact that now he's an amputee with two robot appendages, and trying to get back into fighting because they need him. And he knows they need him, but that's rough, and they actually took the time to show this. And now I still think it's a little weird how everyone else gets superpowers of throwing beams and stuff like that, and he just gets really better arms. But at the same time, how else are they going to do it?
Well,
it was kind of weird.
I actually consider that good because what they've done now is they've left, like you hit the nail on the head. You've seen Kano's laser, but you didn't see his roll attack.
Yeah.
You've seen Sonya's beam, but you didn't see her flip over head, where she crashed. So if they do a second movie, they can develop the further powers.
Yeah.
You've seen Liu Kang's bicycle kick and his fire, but you didn't see his whatever the hell that flying dragon fire kick is.
Yeah.
So they left room to.
There's definitely room.
Jackson's still got Earthquake. He's got the thing where he's come here, bang, 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 and all that other crap.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, not to mention the fact we got so many more possible characters. They've done so many characters in the games. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Okay. So on another good. There's gonna be a few of these. We're gonna have a large good section. I just suspect. I just got a feeling. Special effects, man.
Oh, nuts on.
Let's talk about the special effects.
Right on.
Because this is something that movies like this seem to struggle with. And they did a really good job with this, which is really surprising when you consider you got at least 2 completely CG characters. You've got Goro, which we already mentioned, but there's also Reptile. They put Reptile in this movie, and they made him able to camouflage in a sense where it's believable, where it's like his skin is reflecting what's around him, and he keeps going back and forth between the two a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, that's not easy to pull off, but I completely believed it. I believe that there was this reptile creature doing this stuff,
Right.
And the same thing with Goro. I mean, I completely believe we got a 4-armed dude, beating the crap out of this guy. And his arm gets broken, and he just puts it back.
Puts it back,
God.
like he's angry.
Yeah. So the special effects were great. Did a lot of ice effects.
Yeah, there was a ton of those.
Yeah, and honestly, it's pretty good. We didn't get any Mr. Freeze effects here, which is good.
And no puns.
Because I was so afraid of that. A lot of fire effects. I was amazed that they found a way to make Sonya's purple crap actually look legitimate.
Look purple, magenta purple crap. That's a good name for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
then Kano's eye, they did not pull back on that. I thought they would do it once and that's it. I thought it was going to be what we saw in the trailer.
Once it came, it was there the whole movie.
Because Kano is the type of character who would constantly use it.
Right.
Why wouldn't he? It made sense to the character. And that's the other thing. I mean, a lot of the things that the characters did made sense to the character.
Yep.
So, I was really happy with the effects in this one.
Good mix of special effects and practical effects, I thought, too. Or digital and practical.
Yeah, because let's talk about fatalities. Fatalities! Really well done. They did not skimp on the gore effects. They did not skimp on trying to make them look as realistic as possible. And not to mention, stick as close to what happened in the game.
Yep.
They were trying to keep them close. Of course, I got my own favorite. What was your favorite?
Oh, when they ripped Batgirl in half. with
That
Kung
was your
Lao's
favorite?
hat. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
unfortunately,
yes.
that was my favorite too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was just so well done because Kung Lao's whole hat spinning in the thing like a saw blade has always been one of my favorite fatalities.
Yep.
And the fact that they not only did that, but they have him riding her like a surfboard doing it. Like, oh my God, it's so over the top, so ridiculous, and yet so perfect at the same time.
It was kind of cool that they paid homage to the fatality, but they changed it just enough that you weren't going, oh, it's right out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Although, though they did throw in a flawless victory, they threw in a fatality, but my favorite was, I think it was actually Kano. Kano wins.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Here's the thing. I mean, at the one hand, people who don't play the games, maybe they'll see this as like, that's campy, that's stupid, whatever. People who play the games, I'm sorry, that was just really fun.
They will absolutely get it as soon as it
It's just
happens.
a fun kind of wink at the camera sort of moment, sort of thing. And for me, I loved it. I thought it was great. I got a kick out of it. I had no problem with it at all whatsoever. Okay, so have you done another good yet?
I have one more good.
Go ahead.
My last and final good, sorry, my brain shut down, is Kung Lao.
Okay, there we
I
go.
did not know how they were going to stay in the lore of the movie or the games and have Kung Lao and Liu Kang exist in the same timeline.
Yeah, I was curious about that myself.
Because they're both chosen ones.
Yeah.
The fact that they have the balls to kill off Kung Lao after making him such a hero, such a major, this is Kung Lao, he will train you, he will make sure we win the tournament, this is the man, not just a man.
But not only that, I am the descendant of the guy who won the other tournament.
Right.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, but even Liu Kang's like, well, there's a reason for that.
Right.
I
mean, this guy is the
Yeah, exactly.
And then halfway through the movie, they kill him.
Yeah.
That took huge testicles.
Yeah.
You literally just killed your hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One, it let it fit with the game, and two, you don't have two chosen ones, and you just went to the audience. Ha ha! Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, the only downside, of course, being that they in this one though they're making out that they're technically not the chosen one. It's supposed to be our new character, Cole, is the chosen one.
Oh, we're gonna save Cole for the bad.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna save Cole for the bad.
That's why I wasn't too surprised that they killed off one of them. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be Kung Lao or Liu Kang. I had this feeling they were going to kill off one of them. And I'm glad to see that most of the kills were more on the Outworld side.
Right. Well, and Kung Lao, I think, in the game was reincarnated. Or he came back
in the game, well, if you go through the current ones, a lot of them came back because Shinnok turned them into these the revenants or whatever.
Yep.
So they might even do that because Shang Tsung says at the end that death is not the end for their side. Death is only the beginning or something like that. He's alluding to make it sound like he might be bringing them all back as revenants because all the bodies disappear with his smoke
I noticed that too. Yeah.
So I suspect that they're planning on bringing back a lot of the bad guys.
Although he sucks Kung Lao's soul pretty dry.
Oh, I don't think Kung Lao. Well,
there wasn't a lot of soul left.
I would say, yeah, Kung Lao could come back as either Shang Tsung turns into him because Shang Tsung did not do any shape shifting in this whatsoever.
Shang Tsung didn't do shit in this.
Well, yeah, I think they're saving him for the sequel. That's what it is. So he could do that. The other possibility is that one thing that he kind of did in the movie that they didn't do as much in the games, in the original movie, was he was able to bring people back. He could use their souls to bring their body.
To fight, right.
Yeah, exactly. So he could do that, or maybe he could even make a revenant of them. I don't know. I don't know if he could do that or not. But he could use Kung Lao's soul to make an evil Kung Lao, so to speak, or make a version of him that fights on their side because he has no choice.
Right.
So that would be interesting. We'll see what they do with that or not. And then the only other good I want to say, because I only touched on it lightly, I wanted to go a little bit more into it. Kano. I'm sorry, he stole the show, if you ask me. I loved every moment he was on. Everything he did was freaking hilarious. I mean, I don't know the actor who plays him, but I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Here.
right there.
Yeah, we don't have as much room as we normally
yeah.
do, so somewhere in here.
Somewhere in there. He did a phenomenal job. I mean, they all did a phenomenal job, but I mean, I couldn't help but laugh the whole time. He was so entertaining.
Here's my issue with Kano. You stupid movie. You stupid, wonderful, beautiful director. And you stupid, stupid writer. You had me thinking Kano was going to art good.
Oh, yeah. They really tried
I bought
hard.
it. They fought it. Well, you fought it. Half of this guy. There's no way he's a good guy. And then, like, he actually trains with him, and you go, okay, maybe he'll be an anti-hero type character, and he'll never be true good. And then the son of a looks right into the camera and goes, you really didn't think I was going to be on the good side, did you? Yeah, I did. You son of a...
Yeah. No, I like the fact that they really they did a pretty good job, I think, of tricking it because even I was like, really, is this the direction we're going? Because I wasn't expecting it. I was thinking that he was going to betray them, but because it takes so long for the betrayal, you start to wonder.
You let your guard down.
Yeah, and I think that was the whole point. And if that is, kudos to you because I think that was really well done. And because of this, we got more Kano. Yeah. Because here's the thing, they do have the whole thing with how people get the mark of the chosen. And the only way to get the mark is if you kill someone that has the mark, basically. So Sonya Blade doesn't have the mark. So it's like, well, she's got to kill somebody. Who the hell is she going to kill?
Who she's going to kill.
And it made most sense for her to kill Kano. So I was thinking there's only two ways they could possibly do this. Either A, he's got to go against them and she's going to have then justifiable reasons to kill him. Or B, they're going to do something along the lines of where Jax is dying and she's going to have to like kill him to take his mark so she can continue on.
When she went in and saw him first with no arms, I thought it was going to be a mercy kill and that's how she was going to get her mark.
Yeah, but then that wouldn't have made sense because we saw him in the trailer with the arms.
It also would have been an easy way out. So I'm glad they didn't do that. No, they got me. Hook, line, and sinker, they got me. I actually bought he was going to be semi-good and then the son of a buck. And all we got to do is go, here's $1, Kano.
Well, I do like the way they did it because he's like, think of a number, then double it, then double it again, and then double it one more time, and then what excuse do you possibly have to not go with us? It's like, okay, yeah.
You can see it in Kano's eyes. Cha-ching.
Yeah, you can just see the dollar signs, you know.
So yeah, no, that's absolutely
the old Bugs
good.
Bunny cartoon where it just changes the eyes, changes the dollar signs.
Exactly.
So, okay. So,
goose interruption.
As the geese leave, you want to move on to the bad?
Yeah.
Well, let's move on.
It's
to the
going to
bad.
be hard, but here's the bad.
You can start with the bad.
Cole.
You don't like Cole?
He felt tacked on.
Oh.
It ain't that I didn't particularly like him or dislike him. I didn't like his character arc at all. He was just...
Well, see,
he was rocky.
Well, the difficulty that you have here is that you're trying to create a brand new Mortal Kombat character when there's so many Mortal Kombat characters. You want to create someone new. You want to create someone that's going to kind of welcome us into this world, so to speak, help us walk through it and all that stuff, and yet make him unique when there's so many characters
and so many stories.
How do you do that? Especially when they also wanted to go and give him a tie to an existing character.
Well, that's my bad, though. He wasn't unique. He was Rocky Balboa. I can't do it, Rock. I can't fight this guy. And then I train. And now all of a sudden I'm a badass. It was fucking...
Well,
I said I wouldn't cuss in these.
You also said you would stop hitting the
Tired
table.
of, well, I'm going to have to cut that anyway because I'm not cussing in these. I'm tired of my daughter nagging me. You don't need to cuss.
So I got to cuss more.
Yeah, you can cuss how you want. You don't go get nagged by my 14-year-old. Anyway, so the point is, it's not Cole the extra character I didn't like. It's the fact that his arc was rocky.
Yes and no. The thing is that the problem that I had with his character, the only problem I had with it was that it's obvious where it's going to go. Because here's the thing. So you got this character who, of course, struggles with the fact that he was a good fighter, and he, doesn't believe in himself anymore because he has that whole thing.
Rocky too.
And he like you said, he was doing the training, but he couldn't release his arcana because he's too busy thinking about his family, and he leaves. But here's the problem with that.
Rocky 3, except for it was money that was getting his attention.
Here's the problem. There's the whole prophecy. Because you had to have the prophecy at the beginning, that's flat out told us that it was this character, he's the chosen one, he's going to come back. Something's going to happen, he's going to have to come back. Because otherwise, you're going completely against the prophecy. God forbid they ever do that in a movie, or they go against the prophecy.
Well, you didn't specifically name Cole as the chosen one. Mm-hmm. Nowhere in this movie did they say this is the chosen one.
No, they said that the chosen one was going to be the descendant of.
You're right.
Yeah,
and you know who it is. It's not Cole. It's his daughter that Raiden captured and went away. I'm pretty sure is going to end up being a new character as well. Remember in the beginning?
Whoa. You mean the baby?
Yeah.
No, that
was a descendant of Cole, but there was more than one descendant from Cole. I know they call the chosen one. We'll see.
I get what you're saying.
I hope.
Yeah.
Please don't be the chosen one. Please.
Yeah.
You are so bland.
Yeah. I didn't have that many problems with the character otherwise.
No. And I'm not saying it's a movie killer. It's not. I'm just saying if you're going to come up with somebody new, give him a new. You don't have to tie him to Scorpion to make people like him. That felt pushed.
Yeah.
And don't give him the Rocky Balboa arc.
Yeah. And then he's also his Arcana is weird body armor.
Striker.
Yeah, well, no, you're talking about the batons, but I'm talking about the weird body armor.
Aquaman.
Let's start with the body armor.
Well, yeah, he's Aquaman.
His power is weird body armor that appears to absorb hits that he can then direct back.
Right.
Because at one point, they turn into the weapons he's got, but before that, he gets hit by a girl a whole bunch of times, and then he's able to hit him back with it.
Right.
So, because every time he was getting hit, which then goes... Well, actually, it turns him into Black Panther, oddly enough.
No! I know you don't watch Pokemon, but it turns him into Psyduck.
Oh.
Psyduck's character gets the crap beat out of him for so long, and then eventually he can release this really powerful attack. So great, Cole is Psyduck.
Which is also Black Panther, because his armor does the exact same thing. It builds up kinetic energy, which he can release when he wants. Yeah, so same thing.
Okay, so he looks like Aquaman. He fights like Rocky Balboa.
And he has the abilities of Black Panther. So, well, not all the abilities, just that one.
That's why I didn't like Cole.
Yeah. I personally didn't have a problem with him otherwise. I just hope they would do more with him later, because it actually feels like his power set is just beginning. I suspect that that's the whole point. They're actually going to give him more stuff later on.
And maybe they will.
Yeah, and this does, like I said, it felt like a beginning. It's not the whole story, obviously.
And obviously, as old farts, or I'm an old fart, I'm anything new, I'm going to judge harsher. So I don't think that I'm saying, oh, Cole's horrible. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, I don't know if he was necessary, or maybe a different character arc would have made him.
Yeah. My only bad was how they brought Scorpion into this. Because here's the thing. So they had this whole storyline that Scorpion is in hell, and he's looking for a way back. But they imply that the only reason he can't come back is because not all of his family has been killed. That Raiden has been able to hold him back into hell because he was able to rescue the baby and everything like that. I mean, that's what is implied
Heavily.
And then he gives Cole the weapon, and then somehow by having the weapon get the blood of Scorpion on it, that releases him from hell?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Am I the only one confused by this?
Not only that, they kind of make Scorpion a wimp.
He
gets his butt kicked.
Well,
he gets murdered in the beginning. He gets his butt severely kicked by Sub-Zero.
He gets his butt kicked by Sub-Zero after he's badassly just kills all these other guys. I mean, he does have a nice scene where he kills every other Lin Kuei. There's only one left.
There is that.
I mean,
there is that. Okay,
yeah.
but still, it seemed like they weakened him a little bit.
I don't
but
think they completely weakened him. I think this is once again back to the whole. This is the first story. He just came out of hell.
Huh?
He's still learning. He says he took the fires of hell and he learned how to use them. But did he really? He didn't use them that much. I think he's still learning.
Just in a fatality.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, he did the fire a little bit before that too, but he used it very sparingly. I did like the fact, one good I forgot about, the fact that we do get over here, and that's...
And we get an uppercut.
Oh, we did get an uppercut
And,
too.
because I forgot this big too, but you finished your good, and I just real briefly when I went one more.
I'm going to say...
Sorry.
But
we're into bad.
We get over here, and what else do we get? That's when they did the Mortal Kombat music.
Yes.
But they did it a little bit differently, and they did it more subtle. And it's like, oh, this is nice.
It was. You could definitely go, ooh, hey, that's, and then all of a sudden it just kind of went down and into the background. It was still techno, but it wasn't as in your face.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Whatever, quick good.
Mm-hmm.
When, I want to say it's Kung Lao is fighting Cole, in the beginning where he does the leg sweep.
No. They're fighting Kano.
Kano.
Because Kano is making a big deal about how Cole is such a wimp, so he's going to do better. And they do the leg sweep.
Like 5 times. Just like this Mortal Kombat 2. I can't wait for him to go, ooh, ooh.
Not only that, but it reminds me of the people who would play the arcade and do nothing but the leg sweep over and over again. And what else did they do? Exactly what people do in the arcades when someone starts doing the leg sweep over and over again. He tries to jump.
Yep.
And he jumps to miss the one, only to land and get hit by the next one because he didn't 2 in a row.
Correct. So they did get the leg sweep and they got the uppercut. So okay, back to the bad. I forgot to mention that.
Awesome.
Again, those were those little winks to the video games that I thought made this movie good.
Yeah. So any other bads for you?
No.
Okay.
Just
so
that character arc.
That one. I can't think of any other really bads. I mean, I could always nitpick with little things here and there, like because we were talking about how like Shang Tsung didn't do a lot and stuff like that. But I mean, there's so much in this film that just feel like this is part 1.
Yes. Part 1 of many.
Yeah, hopefully. So that's the thing. If they do a part 2 and if they expand on this, then any complaint I would have in that regard is moot. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So that's why I'm not going to harp on that stuff. So you want to move on to the ugly?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the ugly. Actually, you want to do... go ahead.
My ugly's easy.
So is mine, but go ahead.
Okay, here's my ugly. The way people are tearing up this movie.
Oh.
And you're expecting so much out of a arcade adaptation. It's just supposed to be a fun 1.5 hour ride.
Oh, hour and almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 50 minutes, man.
But a lot of the negative reviewers, and I'm never going to disrespect my brothers and sisters in this business because you're great, we love you, but lack of story, all the gore. It was 2 hours of story, guys.
Yeah.
It was lore telling. It was layers on layers on layers. Yeah, the gore was great. The fights were wonderful, but at the heart, it was telling a story. Not just one. You had the Mortal Kombat story where the tournaments were having on. You had Cole's story.
Well,
you had Sonya and Jackson's story.
Yeah. Well, the main story with this, because we've already done all the spoilers anyway, so we might as well talk about it. Shang Tsung's breaking the rules. It's all about Shang Tsung comes up with the idea. Well, why do we even bother with a tournament when we can simply kill off all the fighters from Earthrealm before the tournament starts, and then we win by default.
Right.
Which, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly. If nobody shows up, we won.
And the whole thing is that they point out that this breaks the rules, but at the same time, Raiden is the only god enforcing the rules right now. All the other gods seem to not give a damn.
Which in the games they did.
Once again, sounds like they're setting up more story for a sequel.
Yep.
Like, why are the gods not involved? Why do the gods not seem to care? Stuff like that. So I think there's more to it. And I think they were just, this is just the tip of the iceberg here.
Right.
As far as like, I was, they always say that it's like, all the reviews I saw, lots of violence, but very little story. It's like, Yes and no. I mean, I don't know if I would say there's a lot of story because because it feels like the beginning of the story.
Well,
It's
yeah,
more
they're
like-
not telling the whole story.
Yeah,
but-
it feels like we're just beginning with the story. But at the same time, if this is part one of several, you got to start with the origin, which unfortunately, this is going to be more about learning how they train and stuff like that. I mean, it's about the arcana, because how do they get their abilities? How do they
Right.
get their powers? Well, they get it by fighting and, tapping into their locked whatever within their soul bullshit.
Right.
I'm sorry, it is kind of bullshit, but I mean, they had a.
How do you explain it?
How do you explain that that the Earthrealm people were able to do powers? Outworld doesn't matter. They're from another dimension. We don't have to have an explanation. How do you explain people shooting purple shit and
Right.
laser beams from their eyes? We have to have something. And I'm glad they at least tried to come up with something, or just be like, well, now that they're chosen, they just can do it. Which is kind of what they did in the old movies.
Right.
There's no explanation given. They just start doing this shit.
My point is that, yes, nobody's having sex with a fish. They're not speaking a foreign language. The protagonist is not in love with a high school girl. It's just a straight up story. I knew I'd get a dirty look for that one. It's just a straight up, we're going to tell a lore, we're going to spin a weave, and we're going to put a whole lot of gore and violence in the middle of it. So take it easy on this film.
Yeah.
Don't let the people saying, no, stop you from going and seeing this movie.
Yeah.
Is it a masterpiece? No.
No,
Is it Citizen Kane?
It's not going to win any awards. Well, maybe it might win some awards for
Special effects. But it was
a
a ton of fun. It was entertaining. And they're blowing up our city again.
Yeah, well, that happens. It is a day that ends with Y, so it's going to happen.
But that is my ugly. It's just people.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. But just at the end of your review, just say, however, it's a great fun romp for 2 hours. Eat some popcorn and watch people beat each other up.
And if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, there's just so much to love in this.
Oh,
movie.
you have
There
to go.
really is.
Period.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if any Mortal Kombat fan disliked this movie. Okay, so on to my ugly, because there's one, and it's not like a big thing, and this is not going to hurt anyone's love of the film, but I have to ask, where's Shao Kahn?
They mentioned him.
I did not. I missed it.
When Melina shows up, he said, it's good to have the blood of the Emperor in this battle because we're saving him for the next one. When Melina first joins
because
the
here's
battle.
The thing. I mean, they make it out almost like they don't say it, but they almost act like Shang Tsung is ruling Outworld, which of course he doesn't. It's Shao Kahn.
Right.
So completely missed it. And I think there's one mural in the Temple of Light that I think showed him.
Yeah.
Or someone, or actually no, I think that was Kato Khan actually, not Shao Kahn. But yeah, I mean, it's like there was like no Shao Kahn, which here's the thing: you don't have to have him, but I would have expected him to at least
a cameo.
No, not a cameo. Mention him more. Mention that because here's the thing: in the first when they did the first Mortal Kombat movie, they didn't have Shao Kahn except for a little cameo at the end, which actually was stupid and they really shouldn't have had it in the first place.
Where he was 20 foot tall and filling up the
so
sky.
Stupid, it really was. But what they did have and what they did right was Shang Tsung talking about the Emperor,
right.
having Katana talking about the Emperor. It's all about, the Emperor's not going to be happy about this. The Emperor's not going to be happy about this. We have to do this for the Emperor.
Right.
They mention him. This
but
one,
in the
it's like
first,
he's not mentioned at all. They're acting like Shang Tsung is the guy running the show.
In the first game, though.
Mm-hmm.
They never mentioned Shao Kahn.
And that's the thing. That's the one thing that I'm always willing to give this a pass. But I had to mention it.
No.
I'm always willing to give it a pass because in the first game, they made Shang Tsung to be out like he's the bad guy. He's the one running the show. And then they introduced the Shao Kahn character in Mortal Kombat 2.
Right.
Which I loved how they did it because it was basically, oh, by the way, the big bad, he's just a minion. He's not the big bad at all. Oh, the big
Your
bad?
big bad.
The big bad's not happy with him.
9 foot tall guy with a freaking hammer.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that. And then they actually made him a playable character.
Yeah.
They made Ching Zung a playable character where, he's unhappy with him and decides, and he gives him his youth back, but now tells him he has to prove himself once again.
Right.
You know?
So yeah, I mean, wow.
So, yeah.
First, it was great to get out to a theater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And really good movie.
Okay, so time to give out some coffee cups.
Where? We got room. We got
Time for some coffee.
Coffee. All right.
All right, you go first.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you're really usually you're skimpy with your coffee, so I'm kind of
I
curious
am.
to see how your coffee goes.
I am going to give it 1 for the special effects.
Oh, here we go with the damn math again.
Yes. 1 for making me like Kano, 1 for making me like Sonya, and 1 for making me like Jax.
So 3 out of 5.
No, 4.
Oh, I missed
Special effects, Sonya,
I missed
Jax,
the special
Kano.
effects. I was talking when he said special effects. I missed
And and a half a cup for the story. 4.5 cups.
out of 5. Stop hitting the table, please.
Oh yeah, hey, no.
Yeah. So, so 4.5 out of 5. Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow. Here's the thing. I can't go lower. If I go lower, I feel like I'm just doing terrible things to the film because the film deserves more. I'm gonna have to go with 5, man. I'm going 5 out of 5.
Confetti explosion.
Here's the thing. I mean, even with me coming up with, I think I had 1 bad and 1 ugly. Still, I love this film from beginning to end. I don't really have any complaints about it. I definitely recommend it to people. If you're not a fan of Mortal Kombat, you may not like everything about this film, or you might think certain parts are corny or whatever like that. But,
Your mileage may vary.
Exactly. But, I mean, for anyone who's a fan of Mortal Kombat like we are, I mean, you're going to absolutely love this film. I can't see any reason why you wouldn't. I'm sure any fan would. But even if you're not, there's a lot to enjoy. Even if you don't really even know the world in that, this is a great film to kind of teach you about the world. I mean, there's a lot that they go through that you're going to learn a lot about Mortal Kombat. You're not going to learn everything. You're not going to know everything that they're talking about. You know, there's going to be a lot that's, hey, if you haven't played the game, then, you're going to miss out on some of the in-jokes and stuff like that. But you're still going to be able to enjoy the film and have an entertaining time.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it anyway.
You should absolutely go through this. If you've ever liked a karate film, if you ever liked martial arts movies, if you ever liked action movies, if you've ever played Mortal Kombat in an arcade, you should go see this. Mm-hmm. Yes, I very selfishly want this movie to succeed. Yep. I want more. I want more of all these characters. Yep. And I still can't believe I'm saying that because I despise Sonya Blade. And Jax, I hate them. Mm-hmm.
But they were great in this film.
But I
really liked the Sonya Blade in this one. I was very happy with her character.
Yes.
And the fact that you've got the strong woman who I love the fact they flat out. I think it was Cole that flat out said, "Why doesn't she have a mark? Just give her one."
Right. Because she's like, clearly a badass.
Yeah, she clearly deserves to have one, and they're like, it doesn't work that way. Right. Which actually should have been in my bad. The one thing that I was going to mention, I forgot about this, was that the one thing that bothered me about the story, and this is still a minor thing because it's one of those, well, we had to do it so we could have a movie sort of thing, but the whole, okay, there's only so many people with marks, which they're not born with, which is weird. Cole was the only one born with them. The other ones, they just get them by defeating other people, which is weird. But here's the thing. They all died, so there's only a handful of them left. So at the end, the tournament still hasn't happened. At the end, what does Raiden say? Oh, well, I have to make a new list. Wait, what? Make a new list? Wait, are you telling me you can just make up new people?
Kind of.
How does this work?
Kind of.
I get it. We had to do it for plot reasons, but at the same time, it almost breaks the rules because it's like you're telling me you can't just give Sonya a mark. You can't because they have to be chosen. But then you're making it sound like you just start choosing people. Like, okay, it's time to start throwing darts in the dartboard again.
See who we come up with this time. But either way, go see this film.
Yep.
5 cups, 4.5, and I don't go more than 2 very often.
Yeah, I think 3 is your highest usually.
Yep.
So, yeah, there you go.
Good film.
So, yeah. So until next time, I guess.
Yes.
Yep.
To find out next time, we'll do a channel update and probably post it next week.
With any luck. Yep.
With any luck.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Laters.
I get to push a button.